Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Hope you guys enjoyed Stu Fire on Barstool After Dark. And I hope you enjoyed Frank's table making class. Really good carpentry lessons and anger management lessons throughout. So thank you to Frank for that. What a great 3+ hours stream. Just what the old doctor ordered. Let's get into some hockey kicks. What you're going to see today is a very tired man power through. Because after a stream like last night, I could not stop laughing and rewatching and then watching Stu on Barstool After Dark. Long story short, I went to bed at like 1. And I am beat up. No excuses. Get our ass up, make our bed, get down here, start doing cat-cows. Next thing you know, we'll be on the treadmill. We'll be sweating. We'll be feeling good. But the brain is not fully operational yet. Let's face facts. Look at the chat popping off. Florida Nightmare, good morning. Yes, both streams are great. Dave K. In the chat, I got to say, you guys are just the best. I think I've been on a few different Barstool shows. I'm lucky enough in my life. And a lot of times the chat is where people just go, and a lot of it's like kind of lighthearted, but they go and just roast people. And Frank's chats are always very friendly, very nice, very fun. I think the point is Frank's so fucking goddamn crazy and funny, the chat doesn't really need to make up for it. We're all just witnessing lunacy. And that's what yesterday was. Frank was texting me until the morning, pictures of tables. So I'm going to need to get on that first thing today. It was the only way to get that stream to ever end was I had to tell him, I will just take care of this. That's just one of those moments where you got to calculate time used versus stress. Do a pigeon pose. Yep, you said that last night, Dave K. Consistent. Also, shout out to Ethan for doing the clips of a couple of the best moments while I was live. I clipped the first one myself, but when I'm live, for me to clip, I need to put in my headphone and look at my phone. And Frank is a nonstop electric factory, so then I risk missing a great moment. So having a little backup goes a long way. What's up, Spooky? I hope you have a blessed day. All right, got our pigeon poses in. Downward facing dog. If you're a beginner, feel free to drop the knees. We're going to pedal our calves here. Before coming into our classic yoga flow, under control, Vinyasana, upward facing dog, Vinyasana, downward facing dog. Go right knee to right elbow, 5 times. So when we're really tired like this morning, in my opinion, it's a huge advantage that we're already used to a very dynamic warm-up and stretch. And by dynamic, not just using like a stupid buzzword, what I mean is kinetic. I mean movement. I mean, it requires energy. So you don't go into the gym when you're exhausted and start doing really boring, stagnant stretches that lull you to sleep. Instead, you want to do stuff that gets the blood flowing quickly without, coming right in and going harder. So let's go 5 on the left side. And that's what we're doing right now, like with these three-legged, one-legged knee to elbow exercise. We're working our whole core here. We're really waking everything up. Ooh, that stretch felt good. Let's get back on our butt. Quick set of twists. If I still didn't know if you should shutting down Alexa up on Frank. Oh yeah, Florida Nightmare. It's a great call. Yeah, there were some great moments when I bodied Alexa, the AI Alexa. That was all time. I used very foul language. Apologies for that. But yeah, every time Frank struggled to get a plank of wood in place, he always went back to the classic just slam it with your hand model. And then he'd go and get wood glue, and then the thing would collapse, and then he'd run it back. It was really a beautiful process to watch. It really reminded me of my old lacrosse coach, Coach Solomon. He used to circle us up when we were really being pieces of shit. And he'd say, you know what, fellas? We're going nowhere slowly. And half of our team was, 3/4 of our team was either too dumb or too high on drugs to even understand what he was saying. It was too much of a trick sentence. And I'll tell you, he wasn't a philosopher either. We're going nowhere slowly. It's like one of the great insults ever. Banging out our normal 100 crunches here. And yes, we will do some elevated resting leg sit-ups too, as those have become the gangster sit-ups. Listening to Akon. Cause I'm a rider, yeah, just a soul survivor. What a great song. 50. I'll also give a free ad. If you guys are ever looking to change doctors, ZocDoc might be obvious to a lot of you, but incredibly helpful, opposed to like calling different health insurance providers and stuff. I mean, they're so monopolized up that we're all just little numbers. Nobody gives a shit. ZocDoc, it's at least good technology where you can find what you're looking for efficiently, which the other companies think they have on their little dumbass apps, but they really don't. And it can be actually quite scary. I was thinking about, I don't have anything serious, but if I was like primary care kind of stuff, but if I was a older person or a diabetic or just anybody that has like actual necessities that are prescribed to them, finding a new doctor with the right health insurance in this company is a fucking disgrace. I'm not even talking about health insurance or like universal health insurance. I'm talking about people that have insurance. They make it as hard as possible for us. They try to charge us as much as they can. And it's like, if you pay out of pocket private for plastic surgery or LASIK or whatever, I'm pretty sure they use the same tools as they use for other types of surgeries at the general hospital. Yet, the other surgeries in which insurance is invoked, somehow the prices go way up into the six figures no matter what, very quickly once they cut you. But in private practices, it's much less. So basically, people who can afford elective stuff are probably paying closer to what the actual overhead costs are than a person that, falls over, somebody calls the ambulance and they wake up in the hospital and are told they have to get this certain surgery. And then they're fucked financially forever. I mean, what a system. I really feel bad for people out there suffering from it. Because the one thing in this country that I think everyone can agree on is if you do things the right way, if you work hard, if you're a good person, you don't deserve to be dicked around, especially on things like health insurance that you think you have when you're working, and that's part of the description of benefits. It's really just a criminal system. Monopolies, guys. It's not the politicians, it's the monopolies that kill us, because they own the politicians. All right, balance. Yeah, that right knee is still definitely stiff. Yesterday's run felt good, but I can still feel it today. But we'll do another nice long light jog. Keep working it out. Come on, James, focus. This happens every once in a while. And what have I always said? The balance exercises are exponentially harder when you're tired, because it requires focus. Hard to focus when you're tired. Now, the reason why going to the gym when you're tired is good. It's not just the body, but the brain has to wake up, has to operate, has to be functional. What was my alternative? I don't know. I could have slept another hour, probably. I mean, honestly, with Frank, I could do whatever the fuck I want, but just the way my body's wired, I could sleep another hour. Then all day I'd be stressed about how to get my workout in. I actually slept till my alarm went off this morning. For some reason I got it set to Aerosmith Dream On. And when I heard the guitars hit, I literally sat up and said, well, it's the Grim Reaper. I said that out loud. Like I was on camera. It's kind of funny. What's up, Ethan? Thanks for doing the clips last night, buddy. I appreciate that very much. And also, congratulations, because you did such a good job with the clips. Let me say, I didn't adjust them at all. And they got picked up by the main handle. And that's one of the reasons it's super helpful if you clip it and send it to me. I can get it right up, and then my guys on the social team see it. And then that's how we get it to the people. Because, I'm not like getting paid when, I'm not saying I should either, but I'm not getting paid when the main accounts pick up the tweets. The really good thing about it, though, is the exposure for Frank. Because, last night was just a random Tuesday night, and there was other stuff going on. But Frank loves you guys so much, he had to put shit together, and he's like, well, I may as well entertain them. / I'm going to just make Jenks suffer through the whole fucking thing. All right, side plank, feeling looser. And now, even though the knee's still sore, so we're doing 10 knee to elbows on the other side. For the first time in a week, we're going to just do a couple of light air squats to feel the right knee in that motion. Again, we strained it last week on a 10-mile run. Didn't injure it, didn't twist it or anything like that, but it's been significantly sore. Step the hand through again. Better view for you. Such a nice stretch for the back. Exhale and reach forward. Other foot, other side. Now, if you're ever really feeling a tight back, you can just go back and forth with these, like this. Just spending a second on each pose. And you're going to get a nice little warm up, nice little stretch and sweat breaking. Very efficiently, very quickly. Some body armor. Whew. These are the mornings I love. I'm fucking hurt. I'm tired. I'm cranky and sore. Pretty much pregnant. But I'm here. All right, air squat. Yeah, it feels clean. Feels clean, ladies and gentlemen. I think the soreness on the knee is more from the impact on the running and walking. Not as much the motion, which I think is really good sign. It means the muscles are in good shape, the joints are in good shape. I was afraid this would be more sore. It's not. Thank God, does it feel good on the calves? When you're doing these air squats and the calf lifts every day, take a few days off, your legs kind of rebuild, but your calves miss it. So getting this back into my calves is juice. Feels good. And yes, I am listening to Coldplay, Fix You, which is in the last sequence of a movie, I just remembered the name, that doesn't get enough love because it's got heart. It's got heart. Starring Owen Wilson. The final sequence has Coldplay, Fix You, build up beautifully. The movie I speak of is You, Me, and Dupree. I think Kate Hudson, maybe? And then Matt Dillon, Johnny Drama's brother in real life. These feel really nice. I have not been counting, but don't care. Do another set after we run and count. Left elbow over right knee, looking up. Dead center. Right elbow over left knee, looking up. Up to our tippy toes. We're just doing little pops. Warming those calves up even more. Had a really nice talk with Stu yesterday about his health. I think he's really not just being performative. I think he's buying into it. Yes, last night was a setback with the shitty Adidas on Barstool After Dark, but he was also running around and that was content. So certainly that's not a cheat day or anything. I'm not holding that against him. But what I said to Stu, how do I do this? Yeah. So now we're going to do our resting leg sit-ups. These really isolate our abs, really makes the back stay flat. But what I said to Stu, which I say to a lot of you guys that reach out asking for advice on how to get motivated, is that for a lot of people, if you're a giver, if you're a people pleaser, if you're always worried about everybody else and what they think and everything you need to do for them, it's very easy for things that you perceive as things that are luxuries, things that are for yourself, become secondary. They're not priorities. And for someone like Stu Feiner, not just Sandy, not just his kids, not just his family, not just his extended family like me and Frank, but also millions of fans all rely on him to make us laugh all the way to, his nuclear family. He keeps the whole show humming. So I told him last night, just remember, Stu, you're not doing this for you. So be good for you. You're going to feel great. It's enough if it was just for you. But the truth is, don't do it for you. Do it for the rest of us. Do it for Sandy. Do it for your kids. do it for Frank, do it for me, because we all rely on you, man. So if you don't take care of yourself, you're being irresponsible to the people you love. And that, I think, got to him. That, I think, resonated. I think it does with a lot of people because they never think of it that way. It's like, oh, I'm a dad. I've got to do all this stuff in the morning, blah, blah, blah. And it's totally legit. But my counter would be, if you're a dad and you're in bad shape, look your little kid in the eye and think about in 15 years. Do you want to be in a bad spot? Or do you want to be the fresh parent that can go to every event, that can be involved, that's still with it? Those are the stakes. Those are the stakes. It's not about making your arms look muscular or anything vanity-wise. It's about your existence on this planet, which matters. Even if you don't think it does, even if right now you don't realize it does, it does. We're all here for a reason. All right. Appreciate that, Ethan. I don't want to keep giving you assignments. In fact, I don't think that's really fair or legal, but I really appreciate it. I think for all schoolies, if you ever find good stuff and you clip it, it's a great way to practice your work into the content game. But it's also our job, so you shouldn't feel it. Does anyone know what time I stopped streaming last night? Because what I'm wondering is it possible that anybody went to bed last night and I was still streaming with Frank, and then they're waking up this morning and now I'm streaming here? How many hours lapsed between these two streams? I really should just live stream when I sleep for 3 hours. I was up all fucking night, man. I also partially blame Better Call Saul because that show's just so good. And I've been trying to sleep to it lately, but my brain has a hard time settling while I'm listening to Ignacio, trying to survive Lalo, and Gustavo, of course, Mike. 135 on the bench, so we just take advantage. It's all wrapped up. Lalo Salamanca. Lalo Salamanca. Low key, if I'd gotten expelled from college or something, I could totally be Lalo Salamanca. I kind of look like I'm related to Lalo Salamanca. 10 on the bench press, 3 hours last night. So if it started at 7, that means we went to about 10. And then I started today at about 6. Oh, that's not that much. It was a good 3-hour stream last night. Also, guys, the Frank the Tank Pod is moving to Wednesdays. So we have it today, 3:30. The Thursday mornings was just getting too crazy with the Unnamed show. Because we never know week to week, really. And it's not obviously their fault because they're super busy guys. But week to week, it changes a lot. And if there's one thing that gets Fleming Enterprises into a bit of a mental wonder, it's disorganization on scheduling. So with Wednesday at 3:30, I think we're going to be pretty safe to just stick with it. And then Friday, we've got Matt Leinhart, who did a walk with Frank right after his birthday. So shout out to him and to FS1 for helping set that up, and Big Cat, all those guys. But I watched it. Mikey did a great job with it, and I think you guys will enjoy it. It's a short one. It's only like 10 minutes, but I really think the episodes that are closer to 10 minutes are better because you guys can just watch it in one go. But yeah, we've been booking and executing Frank walks like animals. So you're going to have episodes every other week. I'll put it this way. You have episodes every other week that are already filmed to carry us all the way into the new year. So you can imagine between now and then, we're going to have even more. Do a child's pose before we get back on the bench. Trying to keep the legs warmed up here in between sets before we run. Because again, I'm being super sensitive with the knee. But I'm getting sick of missing cardio, so we're going to do some. All right, this time we're going to do leg lifts with the bench, which is basically a reverse crunch. You'll see my hips get up off the bench press, my legs go up in the air. If you want to try this, I recommend starting with very light dumbbells and a spotter. It's very dangerous once you have real weight on. If you don't have the right balance technique, you can really hurt yourself. So first step is lift off, hovering over your spot, down, and legs come up. All the way up, hips off the ground, shins to the bar. So I hit the perch there. So I have to readjust, balance back. Body control. It's the real strength. Woo-wee! Businessman. All right, we'll do a couple more after we run. But let's do it. Let's get on the tread. After one little pump. What's up, Veronica? Good morning, sunshine. Veronica's a day one type stream supporter. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if I did a better job with clips on this, I'm wide open to your guys' feedback. The two fundamental questions are, how do I get more people to watch and interact? On X, it's been going quite well. On YouTube, the numbers plummet. But I think it's because it's very easy to watch on X, and I have a big following on X. I don't have a big following on YouTube. So how do I build that up? Is it clips from the live streams? I've got a standalone workout that I'm going to post today for a YouTube short, but my hunger's there, and I'll put in the effort. Where I'm a little discombobulated is the strategy outside of I'm just going to work hard every day, keep applying pressure until the dam breaks, which I know it will. But sometimes if you just slightly adjust the angle at which you're applying the pressure, something that might take 10 years can suddenly take 10 months. And that's where being humble enough to ask for advice, for help, is a big advantage in this life. A lot of people have too much pride. Collaboration. So Friday, I appreciate that, Veronica. My neighbor Sharon will be back for yoga. So you'll have a
beautiful lady, not just my ugly mug, to look at. And she said she's been practicing. So that'll be fun. If you guys ever want to mention to KB, would love to have KB on here, which he knows. I think he's interested in, but he's quite a busy man, especially right now. And congratulations to him. But yeah, anybody, always looking to collab. I might be able to get a job at Chamberlain on here. We've kind of become really good friends. Just like text every day. And not like, yesterday he texted me sausage and eggs in the morning. And just breakfast of champions. You know, that's what I responded with. Yeah, he just texted me a picture of the most mundane looking hotel breakfast I've ever seen. It's very funny. He also seems like a great dad. Always trying to get merch for his son. Just always talking about his son. That's why you gotta call your parents every day. They're your biggest fans. They really are your biggest fans. So when you call them every morning, what happens is rather than doing like a monthly call where they're asking you a ton of questions, you're tired, you start getting a little chippy, start giving one-word answers, all that goes away. And what it turns into is a daily act of love, of just checking in. And they're not going to ask a ton of questions because you spoke to them the day before, the day before that, the day before that, the day before that. So you're going to be much more in the driver's seat. You get into the call, you pump in some energy. If you need a little pickup, you tell them you need a little pickup. And guess what? They're your biggest fans. They'll be ready to go to war for you. But as we get older, as my great friend Troy Laporte would say, you have your opportunities to become Michael Corleone or Fredo. If you want to be Michael, you eventually got to step up. Wow, I'm really tired. I thought I just saw someone walk by me through the mirror, kind of like in, what's that movie called? I See Dead People. M. Night Shyamalan. Why can't I remember the name of that movie? Bruce Willis. Anyways, I think I just saw a ghost. But that's live on the internet, so it'd be a hell of a time to get fucked up by a ghost. And I just got the chills. She's probably the ghost tickling me. Fuck you, ghost. Fuck you. I'm not scared of you, ghost. Low on sleep. Imagine I'm going to be at 3:30. Christ. Rabies definitely still sore. And I think just have to basically work through this. Got some Eric Clapton on, Layla. I'm going to black out for a minute here. Just run with my ghosts. Layla. Don't you want to please, Layla? later. Ah. Love with you. Whole world's Layla. Please, Layla. Would you be my Layla? The situation. Layla. I had a roommate in college who used to love explaining the intricacies of why Eric Clapton was so great. He was obsessed with Clapton. He'd make me watch old YouTubes of him. Yeah, that's right, YouTube existed. Back when I was in college. It was in its infancy. My useless 7 a.m. alarm. Wake up, world. It's hump day. Either you're gonna hump it or it's gonna hump you. Your choice. Your choice. Incubus Drive. Uncertainty between clear and I myself how lose your empathy. Take the wheel and steer. Driven me before and it seems to have a way. I don't really know all the words to this song, but it is a banger. Beginning to find that I should be the one behind the wheel. Whatever tomorrow brings, I'll be there with open arms and open eyes, yeah. Whatever tomorrow. Got a decent amount of pain in the knee. Just gonna go a little bit over a mile. Have our sweat broke. Try not to wear it down too much. Frank's also working from home, so I won't need to walk 5 miles in the middle of the day, which helps. Else gets around. Beginning to find that I try myself, my life. It's ah. I'll be there. True, wonderful. Come on. I'll be there with open arms and open eyes, yeah. Pain is subsiding a little, but also the endorphins are getting me to Angela Martin runner's high. So psychological warfare is broken out inside my brain. Not to mention I'm seeing ghosts and I'm exhausted. But yeah, pain's kind of real, so we're gonna probably slow it down and get back to lifting. This is nice stuff. Definitely got a good sweat. Didn't get crazy. Still just feeling that right knee out. I really strained it last week, which makes sense because you normally run 2 miles a day. You shouldn't just run 10 and at a fast clip. Nonetheless, shout out to the marathon runners. I don't know how they do that on concrete so casually. Especially all the people older than me. I mean, they must just run like animals every day. Also, in this 1 week of not running, I weighed myself yesterday. Came in at 159. Last week I was at 152. So, I was using the calculator there to do the math. 7 pounds in a week. And I don't think a lot of it was fat. Just to show, sometimes you can really just spin a negative into a positive, where I'm probably doing more cardio than I need to. And it was a reminder, if I just do it a couple times a week, probably add some more muscle if I want. Washing down the machine. We live in a society, let's not forget that, people. Let's just be nice to each other, or at least nicer to each other. Just do a random act of kindness for someone today. Call your parents, call an old friend, especially one you haven't heard from that you have no reason to call. That's the reason. Check in. Why have they been so radio silent? Maybe something's off. Maybe you're going to have to ask more than once because they don't want to start putting their problems on you. That's what my best friends do. I don't give it to them on the first one. I give it to them once they say, fuck you, Jenks, I can tell something's off. What's going on? I'll say, don't worry about it. I know you got your own shit. We're not talking about me, Jenks. We're talking about you. What's going on? That's how friends fucking roll. Frank had a bat behind me. Yeah, I might probably hallucinate Frank. All right, we got a resting lifted leg. I got to figure out the real name for this. Crunches. These are slowly becoming my new favorite, actually quickly becoming my new favorite ab exercise. And
I feel like I've gotten pretty darn good with my abdominal muscles over years of trying different stuff. And this one is just a little different. It's got a little different isodynamic to it where I really feel the abs shred. Shred, bro, shred. So if you're looking to burn some fat, build up your stomach muscles, build up your core strength, you can see I'm hardly even lifting off the ground, but I promise you, with somebody with abs will struggle with this 10 out of 10 times because it's just inherently fucking difficult. All right. Now back to our knee. After running, we want to make sure giving a little bit of love, a little check up. So again, we got our pod at 3:30 today. We got Wake Up Barstool coming up at 8. New episode of PMT is out. I also heard from an old friend from home whom I hadn't spoken to in at least a decade, probably more, named Credoya. And I guess we don't follow each other on social media, or maybe he's not even on social media. Lives up in the Adirondacks now. We went to high school together. He was, I think, a senior when I was a freshman, but I hung out with the bad boys, so I'd go to them parties and get fucked up. He knew who I was. And we played on the same beer softball summer team. We were all teenagers. I don't really know how we got away with that, but we were called the Ambitious Monkeys. And anyways, sorry, I'm being long-winded. I get a text from this random number. I said, who is this? It's Credoya. So, Credoya, what's going on, man? It's been forever. He goes, smoke more, Jenks. He goes, I almost just dropped my coffee. I was listening to my favorite podcast, Spittin' Chicklets, and I heard Biz say your name. Was he talking about you? And I said, yeah, I work at Barstool, brother. And he didn't know any of it. So shout out to the Spittin' Chicklets guys, and specifically Biz, who just went completely out of his way for no reason, absolutely no reason, to give me some love and some credit in terms of helping Frank on his journey. And that's where I can't emphasize how cool my job is and how blessed I am, where I get everything from you guys reaching out, telling me how you're working on your health and giving me updates and how Frank's motivating you, to former NHL enforcers that are now on national television, superstars, saying, hey, I can see the work you're doing and I respect it, in their own way. That it's crazy how lucky I am that this is how things have panned out in my life. And without your guys' support, it's not possible. Without your guys' support, it ends in an instant. Without your guys' support, there is no platform. So I can never tell you enough. I'm aware of each and every one of you. I'm grateful for each and every one of you. Whenever you DM me, I always try to respond as quickly as I can. And that appreciation will never go. No matter where this journey takes us, I'll always remember you guys that have been good to me when I'm a nobody. We're doing our traditional crunches. It's almost like I'm just A/B testing these. And obviously with this movement, I'm getting more in my hips, but that's making it a little bit easier on the abs. And I think that's going to help with that kind of V-era cut. Whereas the relaxed leg one is going to build up the actual the actual lumpity-dumpities on your stomach.
All right, let's get back on the bench. We did 2 sets before we ran. Let's get our third set in here. Keeping it to 3 sets, keeping it disciplined. And to be clear, for a madman like myself, discipline means doing less, not more. Because I fucking love it in here. Came in here tired and cranky, now I feel fucking alive! Gotta get front tables. Fuck. Here we go. Throw in the leg lifts too. Fuck it. We got 4. That's exactly what we want. Not that though. Got the perch. Keep control. Don't panic. One more. Woo! That was a fuck you into the set. Felt great. So let's stay on our boobs. Keep doing some titty work here. We're gonna go cross cable. You guys notice the gym has been, knock on wood, the gym has been remarkably empty since the time change. People stopped going to the gym because of this holiday season. Don't wait till January. Don't wait for some arbitrary New Year's resolution. Start chipping away now. Get yourself ready now. Because if you join a gym right now, you're probably going to have more space than almost any other time of the year. People don't go hard going into the winter. Only the madmen. All right, turn your hands at the flex point, dumbass. There we go. Now, what I love about these cross cables, for anybody that hasn't watched before, is by starting up high and going straight forward with the turn at the flex point, we're really working the upper part of our pectoral. Whereas when we come down here, straight up and turning our hands at the bottom, I like to call it the undercarriage, or the bottom part of the pectoral is really getting flexed, especially at that bottom point when you turn your palms toward one another, but don't quite touch. This is going to give you a great burn in the tits. So what we'll do is superset that, because now our boobs are truly on fire between that and our bench and our up dog push-ups. Let's go into our 10 pound band. I'm combining words. And we're going to go through our variant circuit, but with 5 reps, 5 clean reps. So there's 5 forward, and then on 5, see how I kind of hook my thumbs right under the part that you would attach handles to if you were a normal person. I like avoiding the handles because I can do exactly what you're watching right now, which is manipulate the band in different directions with total flexibility, total freedom. The handle gives you something more simple to grip, but if you learn how to pinch between your thumb and your palm, You can see here, I'm not even using fingers. I'm just using my thumb, especially on the lighter weight. Lost count, but let's just do 2 more. All right. Moving, baby. We're moving. God damn, it's almost been an hour. We really do we put work in, guys. We put work in. No one can really deny that. I mean, it's all on camera. By the way, the guy who comes, God damn it, stop saying by the way, you're not Frank. Start a new thought cleanly. So the guy that complained about me in the gym, haven't seen him since, but I'm waiting, buddy. Can't wait to meet you. Tough 10 there. Again, we're not even doing heavy weight, but the form, the superset with the shoulder variant, and following up on the bench by isolating upper and lower pecs, we're getting a really hot burn there. The Giuseppe Fleming Pompeii level type of heat that will take out a generation. Shout out Justin Dolan, our friend in New Jersey, who made those tremendous AI, I don't know what you call them, pictures, pieces of art, timeless art, modern classicism of Seamus Fleming on his potato farm. Giuseppe Fleming looks like still cooking pizza as Mount Vesuvio erupts and people run for their lives. And then, of course, most apathetic, calm, and least suspecting of them all, Seamus Fleming, the package receiver at Troy. That picture of him with a clipboard with the Trojan horse behind him that he's leaning against with no idea. Oh my God. The only thing funnier than that was that when Frank explained the Fleming curse on Spitting Chicklets, Biz's face immediately looked like he was listening to a United Nations General Assembly speech in a different language. And Whit was laughing, knew immediately when Frank stopped talking to jump in and explain to Whit, volcano, potato famine, and that cracks me up to no end. I can't stop. I'll actually probably tweet that shorter clip out. Remember this song by The Calling? On a star and a sand. So I don't know any of the words, but I can sing it. Could you make it on your own? If I could, and I would, I'd go wherever you will go, way up high or down low. I'll go wherever you will go. So lately, you find out a way to make it back someday, to want you, to got you through the darkest of our days. If a breakaway shall fall, and it fall upon the star, then I hope there's someone out there who can bring me back to you. Feels so good after the cross cables. So now 3 sets on each of them. Really work that man boob area well today. My life and love might still go on in your heart, in your mind. I'll stay with you all the time. If I could, then I would. Let's go into triceps. I did these the other Paulie Walnuts. I did these the other day with, shout out me. Such good form. My triceps were actually sore the next day. So getting close to the tower, arching your back, sticking the butt out a little, keeping the elbows tight, moving those hands outward at the bottom. All of those components, a little slight bend in the knees, all those components to your form compounded is what you're seeing here. That's what's going to isolate the triceps. It's not about heavy weight. It's not about shaking and having to throw your back into it. It's about right here, being able to pivot, do your footwork under control, and go from really clean pull downs to really clean skull crushers. Lady Gaga. My playlist, if nothing else, is eclectic and an all opportunity type of station. California gold found a light in me that I could not find. Oh man, I got a voice on me. Here we go. Variance. Regular curl. Hammer curl. So now we're getting into our curls to superset with our triceps and complete the spectacular arm pump we're getting out of today. And that's why we don't sleep in. That's why we don't take days off. That's why we're not soft. If you need to rest a muscle group, if you've got an injury, if you're sick, and you actually need the energy to rest, because if you exercise, you're going to get more sick. That doesn't count. That's different. You got to take care of yourself. It's not about being reckless. But the point is, if you're tired and you're healthy, an extra hour of sleep will never help you as much as an hour of exercise. And I will die on that hill. Quite motherfucking literally. And you don't have to go to a fancy gym. You don't have to have fancy equipment. You don't have to have any equipment. Just watch the first 30 minutes of almost every workout I do. And it's intentional, guys. So wherever you are in life, you know, if you make that decision, you can change up and you can start doing things to improve yourself. And like I said earlier, like I said to Stu last night, fuck you. It's not for you. It's for those you love and those that rely on you. They need you. And not just, at peak health or looking good, but they need you operating your best. So the dramatic version is you don't want to die young on your family. The less dramatic version is it's going to make your family and friends really happy to see you taking care of yourself. It's going to make them feel some sense of responsibility to also take care of themselves. It's contagious, man. It was Jarvis Landry. It's contagious, man. It's contagious. That's what Tank's Army is all about. Spreading the contagion of self-improvement and supporting each other. No judgment. Nobody cares what you look like. Nobody cares if you're in shape, out of shape, muscular, chunky, whatever. We care about your heart. We care about your intention. If your intention's good, you're in the right place. Spirit's a little broken, body's a little broken, but your intention's in the right place, you're in the right place. We a family, yo. Take care of each other. Nothing better than having that in life. All right, let's take the big boy. We're going to wrap up. haven't heard that song in years. And it's a classic. That's what I was growing up, early 2000s. I was like 12. So all those songs in the early 2000s, like Enrique Iglesias' Hero, if you're ever wondering how I know every word so fluently, I advise you to check out the YouTube music video with Jennifer Love Hewitt, and you might understand, pre-internet, mind you. As an adolescent young man, I would pray for that to come on MTV and then just sit there dumbfounded. And if anybody wants to clip this and tweet it at Jennifer Love Hewitt, feel free. I would sit dumbfounded at how a human being could be as beautiful as her. I mean, just absolutely stunningly gorgeous, Jennifer Love Hewitt. And she still is to this day. And let me add this, I am both still single and interested. So Jennifer, if you're married, I apologize, and I apologize to your husband and your family. If not, do you like Frank the Tank? What are your feelings on the Mets? I asked Frank last night if he met the perfect woman, but she happened to be a Dodgers fan. Could it still work out? And his response was, if she was a Dodgers fan, he would never get to that point. Sometimes he just really doesn't miss. Can't come at the king and miss. No, come at the king, you best not miss. All right, we're doing torture sit-ups. That's what we'll call these. That just rolled right off the tongue. That was honest. I've done 300 sit-ups today. So got us up to 4. That's the other thing is we do about 200 to 800 sit-ups a day, as crazy as it sounds, crunches. And obviously, those are big numbers, but they really do add up. And what I really want to emphasize is it obviously didn't start like that. It starts with 5 or 10. So when you see parts of my workout that might be like, all right, he's just a fucking lunatic, I'll ignore that part. Totally fair in principle, but I would slightly adjust it. Don't totally ignore it. Try to do a couple of reps and know that this has been like my biggest hobby for 20 years. So I've got an actual 20-year head start. And I'm still not even that great. It's not like I'm a fucking bodybuilder. I'm just in good shape. So if you're not working out at all, doing just a couple, doing a handful is the start. Then you work your way up to 5, 10 consistently. Then if you're breakthrough to 20. And for me personally, I actually made a real jump from 20 to 100 on a lot of exercises. So I got to the point where 20 would become kind of like an easy warm-up, and I was just like, all right, let's go for 50. And then, you just keep going. All right, we're at the finish line. You gotta go get Frank some tables. All right, orange rope. This is 80 pounds. Hammers, meaning our palms are parallel. And reverse. I hope everybody has a great Wednesday. Be ambitious. Be grateful. Be the spark that other people can get their energy from. Be the positivity that can give other people just a little bit of light. Call your parents. Check in on an old friend. And make sure you take a second to check on yourself. Life is short, ladies and gentlemen. We have two options. We either make the absolute most out of every second as if the time is ticking down, which it is, or you can do anything else. Hold. That's going to be it for today. Love you guys. Have a great Wednesday, and please watch the pod at 3:30. Pardon My Take is live, or on YouTube, I should say. All channels. Wake Up Barstool coming up on FS1. Love you. I'm the luckiest man in the world. God bless.